More and more lawmakers are beginning to consider new relief bills. And this would financially benefit millions of households. Lawmakers have already confirmed that these new rebate checks will put money into pockets of Americans. Janet Yellen has also made a big announcement on the current state of the economy. And according to officials, property tax relief for Wyoming residents is set for consideration after several bills were approved by the legislature last week. Tax relief was a hot-button issue during the year, in a critical way of the Wyoming's legislature failure to provide substantial property tax relief payments. But so far, the committee considered a bill to establish a property tax exemption of 25% of the fair market value for a property used as someone's primary residence. The average exemption would result in a property tax decrease of about $665. The Joint Revenue Committee approved the bill by a vote of 11-3 and is set for consideration for the budget session. Now, the primary residence of a 65-year older person would actually get and be eligible for a property tax exemption of 50% of the assessed value. Legislators expanded the property tax refund program during 2023 with House Bill 99. The bill made homeowners earning up to 125% compared to the original 75% to get at least median income eligibility. Under the program currently, refund totals are capped at half the median property tax amount. Eligible homeowners have also been claiming their property tax rebate up to $675. The department will process claims as they are received and distribute rebates by December 31st of the year. Janet Yellen is also confident that American consumers, businesses, and banks will be able to survive the rising rates and believe that the Fed's battle to stay inflation appears to be going well. Yellen is also attending a World Bank annual meeting, dismissing fears that a strong jobs report could prove to be a negative for the economy. Janet Yellen said that the core inflation excludes fast-moving prices and is actually going really well. Over the past 12 months, though, inflation has been slashed as the Fed raises the rates to the highest levels in years. Now, in August 2023, inflation sat at 3%, down from the previous year. The August figure was also driven in part by an increase in oil, which peaked at $4 a gallon. Yellen also refused to concede that a strong jobs report for the year was anything other than a good thing for the economy. The jobs report published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics showed the economy added 336,000 jobs in the month. Now, Janet Yellen also dismissed concerns, saying the report was impressive, and she would be seen as a positive, not a negative. Wall Street is less convinced by Yellen's take. The Treasury market, and the foundation of much of the global financial system, is seeing a 16-year high in its 10-year bond yields. So, maybe Joe Biden should send out stimulus checks right now.
But we must all do our part and forcefully speak out against anti-Semitism and push back against the attempts to deny or distort the facts. To make clear, there is no place for hate in America. Not against Jews, not against Muslims, not against anybody. And we mourn the act you and so many leaders have across the country, showing us what thousands of years of Jewish history has shown us. The enduring strength, and I mean this sincerely, the enduring strength and spirit of the Jewish community. If you excuse a point per month, this is, it's never happened before. And look, history's been made here, but it comes alongside the largest drop in unemployment rate in a single year on record.
The Senate in history of the United States has been amazingly and extraordinarily productive. 20 months into the Democratic majority, I just want to take a moment to highlight the many, many accomplishments we have secured in this chamber under Democratic leadership. It's the most in recent memory. The American Rescue Plan, the Bipartisan Infrastructure Bill, the CHIPS and Science Act, the Gun Safety Bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, an omnibus package, and many other bills in between. Senate Democrats have worked hard every step of the way to improve the lives of American people, to help those in the middle class stay there, to help those struggling to get into the middle class a little easier to get there. And we will continue to do our work for the American people this week by passing a CR to keep the government open.
Benefits have lost around 40% of their buying power. One of the biggest proposals in the works is an increase in benefits for people who are ages 80 and older. Not only will this help older adults maintain buying power, but it will also provide a boost for retirees who are running low on savings. And while nothing is set in stone, this plan does propose increasing benefits by around 5%. And it's one of Washington's most divisive proposals, as only 53% of Americans, 53% of Republicans are in favor of voting for it. So if the Republicans decide to block this stimulus check, that means we won't be getting any stimulus payment if President Biden can't get this past the Republicans. But hopefully everybody he can, because President Biden can definitely send out stimulus checks if he's done it before. Now, the nearly 1.9 million borrowers who paid off their loans during the pause and those who refinanced their student loans during the pause into private loans do not qualify for the automatic stimulus check. Yes, people are getting automatic stimulus checks because in August, Biden extended the pause on repayment, interest, and collections, which began back in March 2020. And according to the Office of Federal Student Aid, about 9 million federal student loan borrowers have made at least one check and one payment to April 20 to March 2022 of this year. So the application for loan forgiveness will become available in October, next month. Borrowers are expected to advise and apply before November 15th in order to receive a check before the end of the year. And we all know how important it is for people to receive the stimulus check, so hopefully President Biden can do something about this and help out the American people. Guys, it is here. President Biden can finally do something for the American people that's valuable, and that's sending out stimulus checks before the end of the year. A stimulus check of $2,000 or even $1,400 has to be approved by December of 2022 if President Biden has any hope of making the American people happy. Now everybody, the whole goal of this channel is to provide you with the most up-to-date, reliable stimulus check information from anything on stimulus aid, relief assistance, low-income benefits, Social Security benefits, and as well as stimulus check news. I'll always
take this opportunity to wish everybody a very happy holiday season and a wonderful new year. And what I wanted to discuss very briefly with you is the fact that I will soon be assuming the chairmanship of the U.S. Senate's Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, one of the most important committees in the Congress. And as I move into that position, which has very broad jurisdiction over many of the major issues facing our country, let me tell you what's on my mind and what kind of committee I would like to lead. And I also want at this moment to ask for your help, because in the final analysis, as I think most of you know, real change never comes from the top on down, not from Washington to the rest of the country. It always comes from the bottom on up, when millions of people at the grassroots level stand up and fight for what they need. But let me say a few words now about some of the issues that we will be dealing with. And let me start off with our dysfunctional.
Good news, everybody. So if you want the most up-to-date, reliable stimulus check information and the latest news on any sort of stimulus payments, you want to be sure to continue watching this video. There's a ton of information that you might not have known, because every day I spend hours and hours compiling information on the latest stimulus news. And as I can say without a doubt, there's a ton of information, that there is a ton of news to talk about. So let's get straight into it. Millions of Americans will soon receive financial relief in the form of direct payments. That's for a total of $3,000. High inflation does continue to challenge the United States. So